I think it's pretty safe to say that by far, one of the fan-favorite characters in the Skywalker saga has got to be Anakin Skywalker, portrayed by Hayden Christensen back in the early 2000s by creator George Lucas, that really gave us a good vision of Anakin's young life before he became Darth Vader. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the one thing about Star Wars is that we do know that The Rise of Skywalker was a very difficult movie for Disney and Lucasfilm to complete. They went through tons of reshoots, tons of rewrites here and there. A lot of that had to do with Kathleen Kennedy, sadly, and a lot of fans have been very confused as to why they call it the Skywalker saga, yet the Skywalkers don't really seem to be all that prominent in this particular story, such as Luke or Anakin or even, the character of Ben Solo / Kylo Ren at the very end of the film. We're talking about purpose here. So, the thing about the character of Anakin Skywalker, a lot of fans have been very intrigued about this. Now, we do know that scenes were shot partially with Hayden Christensen as the Force Ghost of Anakin before they were cut early on in the first phase of reshoots and rewrites in order to really create a different take on Star Wars that Kathleen Kennedy wanted to do. She also deleted the Dark Acolyte concept of Palpatine's spirit entering into a young body, which I think would have been amazing and would have been something very different. However, on top of all this, what's really intriguing is that now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are moving on to their new Star Wars universe, also known as their new expanded universe. It's explained that Disney has multiple plans in place in order to reunite the fans around the world to create a better future for Star Wars. It said that Disney is currently developing the new universe and that they are hard at work on developing a library's worth of Star Wars stories to tell. However, during and after the premiere of The Rise of Skywalker, many interviews were given to the creators of the film, including Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy, where when asked about the Skywalker, and of course specifically why fans did not get to see Anakin Skywalker in this story, Kathleen Kennedy went on to say that Anakin Skywalker is not important to the saga and the way that they actually approach the sequel trilogy. Kennedy went on to reveal that they had no need to bring in Anakin Skywalker during the second phase of reshoots, as after she fine-tuned the story, she stated that Anakin had no need to be the one that would show Rey the Jedi path or through the ways of the Force. Additionally, when questioned about the Skywalkers in general and who is the most powerful, Kennedy went on to state that Rey is the most powerful Skywalker, where, of course, even more so than both Anakin and Luke in this story, and that they were aiming to create a character that could stand up to this greater evil, that being Palpatine, who would also be the hero. So, the thing that really kind of bothers me about this is how Kennedy states how Rey is the strongest Skywalker to live. And to me, Rey is not a true Skywalker. She's not a Skywalker by blood. She literally just takes the name. And that's just my big problem with Kathleen Kennedy here, is that it seems like she has no clue what she's talking about. She is completely misguided as to what Star Wars really is, or she's just doing this completely on purpose, which I've said this before in my previous videos, that I'm starting to believe that she knows exactly what she's doing and knows exactly what she's saying. Now, the fact that she stated that Anakin is not important to this saga and that they had no need to bring in Anakin during the second phase of reshoots when they were finalizing this movie and really kind of just fine-tuning it and creating a different take on the movie, it's very unfortunate that this is the way that Lucasfilm thinks about Anakin Skywalker. I mean, you can see a prime example of this in the novelization, which, by the way, Kathleen Kennedy also had creative control over the novelization. In the novelization, it actually describes that Leia trained through the ways of the Force and would hear the Force Ghost voices of Obi-Wan and Yoda, but no Anakin. Very strange, right? So you can see where Kathleen Kennedy pretty much had an imprint on the novelization of The Rise of Skywalker. If you go ahead and read that, you will learn that Leia only heard the Force Ghosts of Obi-Wan and Yoda. There's no mention of Anakin Skywalker. For some reason, Disney just does not want anything to do with Anakin in, of course, the previous Star Wars lore when Kathleen Kennedy had full creative control. And now that things are changing, which is great, by the way, is that Disney's CEO, Bob Chapek, is making sure that they're going to pay more attention to the character of Anakin in their new Star Wars universe. and of course, paying more attention to the core characters that fans know and love in this new expanded universe that's really going to reshape Star Wars as we know it. So looking forward to that as well. I'm very intrigued to see exactly how this is all going to unfold in the future and what it's really going to look like for the fans once we get there. So it's going to be a very interesting ride, I will say, and I would love to hear your thoughts about, Kathleen Kennedy's stance on Anakin, and let me know what you think about that below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.